Hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shante Roddy. I'm coming on with an urgent update regarding the Targeted EIDL Grant or Advance, as is otherwise known, regarding the denial. The denials and the process to get reevaluated on your denials. The SBA released an official statement. So I'm going to walk you through that process. So this is great news for everyone who has been denied or may be denied your Targeted EIDL application. So I see some of you all are already on here. We're going to give a few seconds for others to join in because you definitely don't want to miss this important update. So you still have a chance to get up to $15,000 in Targeted EIDL grant money. Come on in. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from. What is your business? Let me know if you've already applied, if you've been approved for the EIDL grant, if you have received your deposits, and more importantly, if you have been denied. If you have been denied your EIDL grant and you're frustrated, you don't know what to do, let me know in the comments. Give this a thumbs up, hit that love button, subscribe again if you haven't subscribed already, and do share out this broadcast to those that you know need this information. Tag your fellow business owners and entrepreneurs as well so they don't miss out on this opportunity. So yesterday, April the 16th, the SBA released the official bulletin announcement regarding these Targeted EIDL grants for the denials and reevaluation process. Now, let me explain that the reevaluation process is the same thing as a reconsideration. It's just another term that they're using. I believe that they're doing this just to separate the reconsideration process for the EIDL loan compared to the reevaluation process for the Targeted EIDL grants. And why is this important? Because so many of you all have contacted me across social media telling me how frustrated you are that you've been denied and there's no recourse. So earlier this week, I did a video on how to overcome your denial, even though the SBA did not have an official reconsideration process, because as part of the bill, the law, they said, and they told you when you called, that there is no reconsideration, right? It's it. You submit it. If they deny you, that's done. It was not a reconsideration process like with the EIDL loan. But guess what? Didn't I tell you don't give up? Didn't I tell you that small businesses have power? Didn't I tell you how important it is to advocate for yourself and to use your voice, to make phone calls, to email, to stand up for yourself and don't give up? And look what happened. Because we pushed and we advocated and we told them that this is not right, that we deserve to be reconsidered, that a lot of these denials were not even our error. It's an error on behalf of the SBA. So why should an error that happen on the SBA's end keep you from up to $15,000? It should not. So thank you to Isabella Guzman for this official announcement and putting an official process in place for you all that have been denied to effective immediately submit your request for reevaluation. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to be sharing the official, the bulletin announcement, and I'm going to walk you through the process on how you're going to submit your request for reevaluation. Okay. So again, for those that are just coming on, it's the same type of a process as with the reconsideration. So I'm just making sure that is up on the screen here and everybody can see it. Here we go. So this is the official bulletin. You can see it went out yesterday late after 7 p.m. Eastern. This is the Targeted EIDL program, and it says effective immediately. Applicants can send a request for reevaluation for the Targeted EIDL Advance application that was denied to the following email address. So you do want to make sure you're sending it to the right email. Like I said, the emails will always have a sba.gov on the end. This one is, you're going to send it to Targeted Advance Reevaluation at sba.gov. You will see this email also in the video description and the show notes, so you can just copy and paste it directly from there. And the instructions that it's giving you are pretty simple. But you want to make sure that you do follow instructions verbatim. Applicants should follow the following instructions. You're going to send an email to that targeted advance reevaluation at sba.gov email address. And I would CC yourself, CC your business, okay? And on the subject line, you're going to put reevaluation request and insert your 10-digit application number. So everybody should have your 10-digit application number. If you received an invite to apply, your application number is and was in that invite. So everybody should have your number and hold on to that. In the body of the email, they're asking you to include identifying information for your application, including your application number again, your business name, your business address, your business owner's name, and phone number. So again, they're going to go through a matching process. So you're going to make sure you have that in the body. And then what's important that they note here is to include an explanation and any documentation that addresses or supports or proves the reason for your decline and why you should not have been declined, why it may have been an error. If available, the SBA will contact you as an applicant if additional documentation is required to complete your review. So you're still in the running. Everybody that has been denied, you still have an opportunity to get $10,000 and possibly up to the $15,000 targeted EIDL grant. Now, let me clarify here. When you provide the explanation, make sure, just like with the reconsideration process, that you're speaking directly to the reason they denied you, okay? So if they denied you based on the 30% decrease, and you provided documentation that clearly shows that it was a 30% decrease, you need to be able to explain it, what their error was, why you believe that you should not have been denied, and where is it that you showed that the 30% decrease, and you may have to show some additional documentation. Okay. And I mentioned before, the easiest way to be able for yourself to know if you meet the qualification, or be able to determine what you made in a given month, in a given quarter, is to use your financial statements from your accounting system. The best report is the profit and loss statement. So you may, and I would recommend that you submit those, right? So if the requirement is you have a 30% decrease in gross revenue, gross receipts in 2020 and an 8-week period. It's not all year. It's in one 8-week period compared to the same period in 2019. So you can get your financial statement, you pull your 2020, that shows one amount, you pull your 2019, it shows another amount, then you should be able to do the math and be able to determine if that was a 30%. So do the calculation. I would do the calculation in the body of the email and then have that information to support it, okay? So, and another example, this is a big one. So a lot of applicants have been denied because of their tax returns. We all know that. Even though your tax return is done, you have the document to support it, you submitted your tax return, that was not enough because the SBA is requesting your 4506T. They must send that to the IRS. They send that to the IRS, and the IRS tells them if they have your tax return on file, which means it has to be in their master file. But we all know that the IRS is behind millions of tax returns, okay? So although you did yours, is complete, is filed, is with the IRS, because it comes back zeros and they cannot verify your tax returns are on file, they have been denying you, okay? So, and we've said that that's not fair, okay? So now is your opportunity to get reevaluated based on that denial. Speak specifically to the tax return issue. You may need to submit your official tax return and explain to them, even if you put your own 4506T. So maybe they showed zeros and you showed that it is there on file, or it wasn't on file then, now it's on file now. You just want to be able to provide an explanation and then provide supporting documentation for that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen at this point. So some people have contacted me even before this a big announcement, because they were asking me about how, should I even attempt to follow through, to try to do a request for reconsideration. And I said, yes, just go back to the video I did about overturning your denial. Okay. But they sent her an email back informing her that this process was coming up, right? And that they would be notified. Now, I do not know if the SBA will send you an official email if you were denied, letting you know that, hey, you were denied. Now we have an official reevaluation process. This is how you can follow up to possibly get your grant application reconsidered to get approved. Now, if they do the right thing, they should, but you don't have to even wait for that, because you have the information. I just told you, effective immediately, you can send this email. So I'm expecting you to send it today if you were denied. Okay, there's no sense to hesitate, delay, procrastinate on this, because it's effective immediately. The email box is up and running. All you have to do is start preparing your email and your supporting documentation and send it, CC yourself, and keep the records. Okay. So again, this is great news for everybody that has been denied already. If you are in the process, like many of us still are, and you happen to get denied, there is now a process to help you overcome that denial. So I'm excited about that. Just as a reminder, this grant is for those that have applied to the EIDL program on or before December 27th of 2020. The rules are that you must be in a low-income community, you must have 300 employees or less, and that you must be able to show 30% decrease of gross receipts, gross revenue in an 8-week period in 2020 compared to the same period in 2019. This is for us to get the full $10,000 grant or the balance thereof. They rolled it out in phases, right? So that those that have received a partial grant, so say you received $1,000, you have an opportunity to get the balance, which is $9,000. You were in the first wave, and the SBA is still sending out those emails, because people are still messaging me and emailing me. Oh, I just got my invite. So it's people just getting their invite, and they actually started sending out invites February the 1st. So if you still have not gotten your invite, don't worry, that you should get, if you applied on or before December 27, 2020, you should get an invite. It does not matter if you were denied the EIDL loan. Somebody contacted me yesterday saying, I don't know, should I contact them? Should I try to apply? The only way to apply is to get an invite from the SBA. So know that you're not out of the running. They are still sending out invites. Now, they have already started on phase 2. Okay, the second wave, which includes myself. These are individuals who did not receive any money because the funding ran out. Okay, so they are still sending email invitations to both. So whether you received a partial grant or not, they're sending them out. What you should know is that you should be monitoring your inbox. There are so many people, and they did not know this until they came across my video, is that if you're just checking your inbox, that's not a good thing. Check your inbox on a regular basis, and check your spam folders and promotional folders. It just depends on how your email is set up. All the SBA emails that I get have always come to my inbox. For other people, but I have a business email. If you have a personal email, or you're using personal email for business purposes, it may come through a different way. I get emails all the time, important emails that go to my spam folders and promotional folders. And I'm like, why? If I never check, I would miss out on so many opportunities. So I know for sure many people have SBA invites sitting in their spam folders. Don't let that be you. Or if it's you, you want to run to your emails, go check it. And if you have an invite, go apply. Okay. And some people have asked me, okay, I'm on the borderline in the low income community, or I'm not in the low income community. Should I apply? Apply. Okay. Let the SBA tell you that you are approved or denied. Okay. Don't take yourself out of the running. Okay. Apply and let them tell you. Because the bottom line is that what we're advocating for. You see these changes that are happening. Yes, it takes time. Yes, we're frustrated, but the changes are happening because we have not given up, because we continue to call, we continue to get our congressional representatives involved, we continue to get our SBA leaders involved, and this is what happens. At the end of the day, we want every single applicant who applied to the EIDL program to get the full $10,000, no matter if they have a decrease in revenue or if they live in a low-income community, because the CARES Act said, the law says that every one of us is entitled to that $10,000. Okay, so we should get the full $10,000. So even if, say, I highly doubt that I would get denied, but if I do get denied, I'm going through the process. Okay, even if I lose, I'm still not giving up. Eventually, I would get it. So I mean, we fight as long as it takes. It's been over a year at this point. Okay, so until everybody, we have advocates until everybody gets their full $10,000. That click that checkbox that said that you wanted the EIDL advance. You should get it. Now, some people are saying, okay, well, why do we have to go through all these hoops? Why do we have to submit all this information? It should just be automatic. No, it's not going to work like that. Do you know how many millions of businesses have closed their business accounts or didn't provide the correct banking information? That's why you didn't get the money in the first place. So if they just automatically sent money and your account was closed and you never got an opportunity to update your information, you still wouldn't get the money, right? And then on top of that, we know how much fraud there was with these programs. Still are. There's still people trying to fraud the system, okay? They're putting in place a process to better vet, to allow time to make sure that they are giving the money to real people that have real businesses that are eligible for the program. And no, not everybody that applied and got grant money had a legitimate business, excuse me. So that's why they're asking for your tax returns. I say all the time how important it is to do your tax returns and how important it is to have somebody that knows what they're doing do your tax returns. Because I knew this before, but I'm finding out more and more people are coming to me that they don't qualify for these programs because your tax preparer didn't do your taxes right. I mean, you're gig workers, independent contractors, and you didn't even set your taxes up as a business. And if you submit your taxes and all that's on there is employee income, W-2 income, you're not going to get a grant because nowhere does it say that you have a business. Okay. What the reason you may have slipped through in the beginning was because they simplified the process, which meant if you certify, which is a legal document that you were telling the truth about the information you were providing, which meant you did not have to pay or you did not have to submit all these other paperwork unless you were denied. So if you submit information and they approved you, they didn't request your tax returns. And so a lot of these fake businesses, fake farms got away with the money. Okay, so now they're giving the grant out. Yes, okay, you're entitled to it, but you're going to prove you have a business. And you're going to prove that you were operating before January 31st of 2020. That's just the way it is. Okay. And this is not the only program like that. Paycheck Protection Program is like that as well. You have to verify that you are a legitimate business, that you are an eligible business under the program qualifications, right? And you're going to have to prove your economic losses, just depending on what the program is. But this is a great opportunity to get money for your business. They should be shortly. I have not heard of anyone that has received the notification that they have qualified for the $5,000 supplemental grant, but they should be or supposed to be, based on the law, within 42 days of the program start to start rolling out the $5,000 supplemental grant. So the first grant, Targeted EIDL, is $10,000 max. And then if you have a business, that means the same qualifications, but you have to have 10 employees or less, and then you have to fall into two categories, which you do if you applied and got the 10,000, right? So they will phase it or roll it out according to who was severely impacted first. That's 50% or greater loss. And then those substantially impacted or had a substantial loss, which is 30 to 50% loss. Okay. So when they start rolling that out, I will let you know. Let me know if you're watching. If you received the supplemental $5,000 grant, let me know. I don't think anyone has as of yet, because again, they're still trying to get all of these applications processed that are in the pool. Let me just remind you, because I did another video. If you need help with any of these programs, we have playlists on our YouTube channel. So I recommend that you go there. As I was coming on, there were people that had already made comments and were talking about how long they've been waiting for a particular status. They've been waiting, they've gotten approved, but they haven't gotten funded. They have a funded status and haven't gotten their deposit. It's going to take time, at least 21 days. And we're seeing on average is actually more than that, okay? Across the board. You just have to be patient. We already know it's taking longer than usual with the SBA. That's just is happening, okay? So, but make sure you've done everything that you can do. Now, I mentioned the other day in the video that I thought when I submitted my information and I was going to my portal that I submitted my information, which I did. It said processing, okay? And it had the 3 different document upload verifications. It said was complete, but it had this button that was a blue button that says submit for processing. And I kept looking at that button. I'm like, submit for processing, but it says it's processing. So should I be clicking this button? I didn't want to do something that was going to knock what I had already done out or cause some type of problem. So what did I do? I called the SBA. Okay. So some of you all say that you can't get through to the SBA. I have never had a problem getting through to the SBA to get someone on the phone. I just haven't. They are open on the weekends. They work overtime, just to let you know that. You may want to call them during non-peak hours. Okay. What I found out is if you go in your back office and it says processing and that button, that blue button is there and it's saying submit for processing, hit that blue button. Otherwise, your application will stay in process mode without anybody reviewing it. And you're like, okay, days, weeks, and months are going by and nothing is happening. That's why. Because you have to take that next step and hit the submit button. Yes, it's confusing, but this is something I found out specifically from the SBA. And I had her walk me through. I said, I think I have everything right. I think I submitted it. Let's take a look. And she was able to look in the system and see my application. And that's how we found that out. And then many people after that, once I made the announcement, they were like, oh my gosh, I did not know that. I have been sitting here wondering why the SBA is not contacting me or sending me any information, and that is why. Okay, so mine is still in submitted status, but again, I just clicked that button. So when I click that button, I'm just assuming it could be another 21 days. Okay, so I just monitor my email like I monitor everything else, to see what the next step is going to be. So I'm just going to, let me see if there's any questions on here. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll try to answer them in the next few minutes. And again, the low-income community requirement is your business address. Is not your home address. I mean, if your home and your business are the same, that's fine, but they go based on your business address, and it's not based on where your business serves. So if your business is not in a low-income community and you serve a low-income community, that's not even a requirement. It's based on where is your business located. Okay. But like I said, even if you don't think your business in a low-income community, apply. Yes, Meek, I think I got your emails. I'll have to check them. We have business hours. Just want to let you know. Someone is saying they got funded. Oh, she's in funded status as of April the 8th. No ACH funds in her account. Okay, so it's all a process, but no, if you're moving to a different status, it's progress. Okay, thank God for progress. You move from approved to funded. No, there is no standard for when you move to each status. People ask me that all the time. We know already the SBA is inconsistent in that regard. There's nothing I can tell you that, oh yes, for sure, in 7 days, once you're funded, you will have a deposit in your account. No, I can't guarantee that because the SBA is inconsistent. All we can tell you is what the law says is the goal is to process your application within 21 days. And we know it has not been 21 days for a lot of people. Someone is saying or asking if they would take your EIDL if you owe sales tax. I have not heard of anybody taking anyone's EIDL money. Likewise, your EIDL grant is tax-free. Tax-free money, free money and tax-free, because not all grants are tax-free. Just a FYI. So again, and though, let me just clarify too, there are many people that are applying for the loan. They're in the loan process, whether they are still in process or they got denied and going through the reconsideration process. Understand that is separate. That is separate. And it does not matter if you were denied, you can still qualify for the grant. And the two are not related. They're related as far as when you apply for the grant and the loan, but processing it, if you approved or if you don't accept the loan, if you get denied the loan, that has nothing to do with if you will get approved for the targeted EIDL grant or not. Has absolutely nothing to do with it. And the processing departments are separate. So deal with your loan with one department and deal with your grant with another department. And on the emails they send you, they clearly give you contact information, which are also listed in our videos on how to email them and call them if you have any questions related to your application. So some of you are like, okay, it's been weeks and months, okay, and you haven't attempted to call or email, right? So they give you an email and they give you a phone number, call them and just get a status. If they say you done everything and it's just them, they will send you an email, then that's what it is. If it takes a long time, as long as you have all of your information submitted and accurate, and just keep track of all the different correspondences every time you call, I recommend that you do that. Okay, just leave a trail. By the way, EIDL loans are supposed to be deferred to 2020. Somebody has said that they were making payments on their loan. If that's you, let me know. Reach out to the SBA and inquire about the deferment period. So maybe it does not apply if you've already started making payments. But maybe there's something you could potentially do. So I will reach out to the SBA and ask them. Okay. Someone else is pending for the past 21 days. That's to be expected. People that received their invites in February, you all seem to be stuck like in some stage that others are not, waiting on some email verification or look, I would escalate the matter. If they're saying they would send you emails, remind them that the law says that 21 days from the date that you successfully submit an application, that they're supposed to let you know if you're approved or denied. See, when you call, you have to have facts. You have to take to them what the law says. Okay. So that they can't keep telling you, oh, you just wait to this email. You just keep waiting. And ask to talk to somebody higher up, a manager. How do I escalate this issue? Because it doesn't make any sense. And I told you to go through the process. Escalate it above them. Go to your district office. Contact your congressmen and women. That's how you get action. Credit checks have nothing to do with the grants. Grants is not, there's no credit check. If you're denied the loan based on credit, you're denied the loan based on credit. It has nothing to do with the grant. It doesn't matter. Okay. And if you're denied on credit, you can overcome that with the loan. And also those that have applied and been funded the loan, the SBA also, as a reminder, has increased the cap. So they increased the loan cap to $500,000 and 24 weeks of working capital. So they started sending those invites out like 2 weeks ago. So if you got your invite, let me know. If you gotten your increase, let me know. I would really like to know that, because that's I believe like a really quick process. people were telling me that they heard from the representative relatively quickly, and they were saying that they would actually be funded like within 5 to 7 days. So let's see if that's actually happening. Yes, you have to fight for what you want. Yeah, so someone here is mentioning their 2019 tax return hasn't been processed. So again, that's why this gives you an opportunity to overcome that denial now. I mean, the SBA knows that there's an issue with the IRS. The IRS knows and the SBA knows that there are 24 million plus tax returns in some holding somewhere, where if they send the verification, if they know that, why would they? I mean, why would they can deny you, but they should give you a reconsideration process. So they know that now, which is why they have this reevaluation process. So thank God for that. Because I know a lot of you, I mean, it's devastating to hear that you potentially lost out on $10,000 or $15,000 of no fault of your own. That's devastating to people that are businesses that are already suffering here. Right? But you can't just give up and, oh, woe is me, and throw up the white flag. That's not how it works. Unfortunately. You have to fight for what you want. You have to make your voice heard. You can do it professionally as well. Okay. Okay. So that's it. This is Saturday. I want to enjoy my Saturday, but this was urgent enough for me to come on and let you all know. If you know other entrepreneurs and small business owners that applied for the EIDL program that have not checked their emails for their invites, or they told you they were denied, they broke down crying to you, tell them that there is hope, that all hope is not lost, that they can submit a request for reevaluation of their EIDL grant, okay, with the possibility to get approved. Okay, so I'm very excited about that. I hope this video has been helpful to you. I will be back on Monday to provide an update regarding the restaurant revitalization grant that is coming out. It's supposed to be launched later this month. I mean, we're past the midway point at this point. The Shutter Venue Operators Grant. Also, we know that opened and immediately shut down due to system issues. So the SBA is still working through that. So I want to make sure I provide you all with the update. That just allows you more time to get all of the documentation that you need to get everything organized and ready to apply to that program if you qualify for that program. Also, I am doing a one-on-one PPP consults and EIDL consults. So I have limited spots available. If you need one-on-one assistance, if the videos aren't enough, if our tools are not enough and you need one-on-one assistance, again, you need to act fast. There is a fee for my time because I'm very busy working with paying clients. But there is an opportunity for you to get help. Again, PPP consults and EIDL consults. The links will be in the description, and I will leave those in the comments. You all have a wonderful weekend. As always, continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Continue to stay in good health and stay safe. Have a wonderful day.